What's up everybody, 40 the Broadway Saiyan here, and welcome back again to my YouTube channel. We have about 6 days until Final Fantasy VII evercrisis officially launches. With that being said, I'm going to be creating some mini guides for you guys, in particular early weapon builds that you could consider for each of the 9 characters that are going to be debuting for Final Fantasy VII evercrisis. This will help you guys prepare ahead of time again for which of the characters you want to use and which of these weapon setups you could consider using when you use them in your main party. Now for these guides, I'm only going to be focusing on the 2 main weapons because those are the ones that are going to give you access to the reactive abilities as well as the command skills. The sub weapons really only act as stat sticks, so you guys can determine which ones you want to use for yourselves using the resources that are linked down below, such as Meow's database in the video description as well as the pinned comments. But without further ado, let's go ahead and start this series with Cloud, early weapon builds for Cloud. So the first one that I have is going to be pure damage dealer. You're going to want Murasame and Apocalypse. This will give him nearly unmatched physical attack setups and increase lightning damage dealt. The support materia that you actually get from the Apocalypse sword will give you up to 60% increased physical attack if you unlock all the way up to the 3rd slot. So that's a lot of physical attack that you're going to be stacking on Cloud, making him very effective as a physical damage dealer and also as a boss killer. You will definitely want Cloud's Murasame costume for this build because it does further enhance his lightning damage that he deals and also his physical attack. So that's something that you want to keep in mind, is that if you're going to run the setup, while you can run it without that costume, you ideally want to have the costume so that way he's able to dish out even more damage as a pure damage dealer. The next early weapon build I want to suggest is going to be a hybrid DPS and healer, because Cloud actually has some fantastic healing capabilities with his crystal sword. So I have 2 setups for this one. The first one is Murasame plus crystal sword, assuming that you have the Murasame costume acquired. If you don't have the Murasame costume, you would want to go with Apocalypse plus crystal sword. Crystal sword has one of the best AoE heals in the game. Not as good as Aerith, because Aerith is still the top tier support character in the game. However, Cloud again has fantastic healing capabilities if you have access to this particular crystal sword weapon. It also effectively allows Cloud to still deal great damage and offer a powerful AoE heal to his allies. So it won't be nearly as good as the pure damage dealer setup, but now Cloud can do 2 different things. He could still deal a lot of damage, and he can also keep your party topped off in case you need that heal. So this is going to be my hybrid DPS and healer setup. And finally, we're going to go into his utility set. So I have 3 setups for this particular utility build for Cloud. So the first one, Murasame, and then you're either going to want Hard Edge and Organics. This is assuming again that you have the Murasame costume acquired. If you don't have it, you're going to want to go with Apocalypse plus either Hard Edge or Organics. And then if you want like a pure utility build, you're going to want both Hard Edge and Organics equipped. Now, why do I suggest these weapons? Well, they offer offensive support with debuffs. Hard Edge has that defense down, and then you get that 30% stun with Organics. So this allows Cloud to kind of act as like an offensive support for your main DPS. Let's say you want Matt to be your main DPS, or let's say you want Tifa to be your main DPS, and you still want Cloud in your party, and you want to give him a more different creative role. This allows him to essentially disrupt enemies, and he makes enemies squishier so your DPS can deal more damage, or he could disrupt them with a stun. It is at 30%, which is that's a decent percentage, but still that stun can be very valuable, and I believe it lasts for 5 seconds, which is a pretty decent amount of time to be able to stun an enemy and allow your party to do what they need to do uninterrupted. So this is going to be my utility set for Cloud. Now there's something that I do want to mention before we end this video. If you don't have Murasame and Apocalypse, I personally think that the Buster Sword is a very good substitute, and I use this weapon a lot with Cloud during my experience with the closed beta. This weapon deals more damage when you're attacking an enemy's matching sigil. So in combat, when an enemy is charging up like their powerful move, you're going to see these symbols appear, and if you're attacking with a matching symbol, you're going to be dishing out more damage with this particular weapon equipped. This is also going to be given to us for free, and you could build it all the way up up to its 5-star variant through a quest line. And again, this is a very solid option if you are unlucky and you did not get Murasame or Apocalypse. That's going to go ahead and conclude my first early weapon build guide for Cloud to prepare you guys for the upcoming launch for Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. Thank you guys again for watching. Stay tuned for the next video, and stay blessed, everybody.